Hello, my name is Phương Thảo. In the course of Language Testing and Assessment instructed by Dr. Lê Nhân Thanh, I would like to share with you one of the assessment approaches I have applied in my teaching career. It is peer assessment. For peer assessment, I have three main points. First, what is peer assessment? Second, advantages of peer assessment. Third, problems of peer assessment and possible solutions. Now let's get started. First, what is peer assessment? It is a student-centered assessment approach. It is also a process in which students mutually grade and give feedback to their work. For example, the teacher gives answers to a mini test and asks students to mark the work of their peers, or students give feedback to the work of a peer on the board. Second, advantages of peer assessment. The first advantage is to give students more motivation so that students pay more attention to teachers' explanation for the answers. The second advantage is to encourage students to learn from others' work and remember the knowledge well. The third one is to save more extra working time and reduce the workload for teachers. And the final advantage is to help students learn more skills such as judgmental skills, question making, or fair assessment. Third, problems of peer assessment and some possible solutions. The first problem I have realized is that peer pressure and friendship can influence the reliability of grades given by students. For this problem, the teacher needs to supervise more carefully or intentionally decides who marks whom, or advice and explanation about fairness are needed. The second problem is that difficulties come from weak and good students. In other words, weak students need more time to finish the assessment while good and active students have little patience to wait. So, for this problem, the teacher should prepare more activities or advanced work for good students. Or the teacher has good students assist weak students to mark the work or check the weak one's assessment. One of the prominent problem I have figured out is that for constructed response items, some students may be confused when assessing because they're similar but not exactly the same answers to the teacher's answers. And too many questions from some outstanding students come to the teacher, while some others are too shy to ask. So if the teacher doesn't make it clear, some students may incorrectly mark their peers' work. So for this problem, the teacher can give more acceptable answers or predict some answers from students so that he can inform in advance how to assess correctly. Or the teacher gives correct answers, then encourages students to give questions, emphasizes which answer is acceptable and which one is not. To make it clearer, the teacher can write on the board the acceptable answers. And some problems like quarrels rise because of students' carelessness, which leads to wrong marks, and that students' marks may not be kept confidential as some individuals wish. Students with low marks may be under pressure. For these two problems, the teacher can follow these solutions. First, it is necessary for a teacher to give such clear expectations as keep the results confidential, keep calm and give questions if something wrong happens. Next, the teacher forewarns that some students may assess incorrectly by mistake and instructs students to raise their voice appropriately. Then, good class management is required. And in addition, students should be informed the consequences if they don't meet the expectations. And that's all for my presentation. Thank you for your attention.